Hi there guys, going to take a look at the themes and tweaks setup on my iPhone today. So here's the lock screen. I'm using SubtleLock to give it a much cleaner look. And we've got signal bars, Wi-Fi bars and camera grabber by the theme Elite. The font here is Bastard as Sans, which you apply through BytaFont 2. Let's bring the screen back. I've hidden the grabbers for the notification center and for the control center, but you can still access both of those. And the battery indicator is through the tweak Alkaline, and I'm using the live battery indicator theme. So here on my Springboard, the theme for the icons is Elite 7. It's a very nice clean looking theme, which I like quite a lot. And it comes with a lot of packs, so I'll just head into Winterboard and show you that. So this is the way I have it set up, so if you want yours to look identical in terms of E7, these are the ones you need to enable, but I'll just scroll down and show you just how many different packs there are with this. And as you can see, there's things for boot logos, there's different docks, different IconOmatic themes, so on and so forth. And I've got one here, E7 modified, that's my own personal one, so I've made some modifications to the E7 theme. So for example, the three icons at the top of this page weren't themed through E7, and I've just applied the icons from the Oxygen theme instead. And they look fairly good with this theme, so they mix quite well. Also on the control center here, I've just removed the borders around the toggles and around the quick launchers. So the reason I make a E7 modified theme is so that if E7 does get an update, it won't affect my modifications, and then I can take a look in the update and see if there's anything I want from it and just move it into my modified theme. Also E7, if we just go into Safari, you can see the navigation bars at the bottom have been altered slightly. We can head into weather, and you can see the weather is themed up as well. And also let's head into settings, and you can see all the settings panel is themed. So that's very nice. You don't get that with a lot of themes at the moment. So that's pretty cool. Next thing we're looking at is the Springboard layout. This is done with Springtomize. That's how I have the 3 columns here. I'm doing quite a lot of things with Springtomize. So for example, I'm using it to speed up the animations of my device, so when I go into applications and come back out, you'll notice the animation is a lot quicker than the standard iOS 7 animation. And go into multitasking and back. So I've made that a lot quicker and a lot snappier. I also have an animation for when I lock the device, so I'll just lock it. And you can see it just blurs out, like so. I've resized my icons, just very slightly smaller than standard, which just makes them fit a little nicer with the layout that I'm running. My folders here, I'm using a tweak called Folder Icons to give them colour. So you can put it into wiggle mode, they get this little icon here, and you can just go in here and change your folder colour like so, just like that. With Springtomize, I have a fast open and close on folders, so you can just open and close folders very quickly. And when I'm within a folder, you'll notice that I have a transparent background. So that's done with Springtomize as well. I'm also using Springtomize to hide the separator lines in Control Center. So along with what I did with hiding the borders around the toggles and the quick launches, I think this looks quite nice, quite clean. I have a widget here, and this widget comes with the Elite 7 theme, and this one I believe is called Mini Weather V3. So that's pretty cool, it's just nice to have there. Next up I'm going to take a look at Activator, and you can use this to set up various gestures to perform different actions. So my main use for it is to close out apps without using the home button. So I have a swipe from the bottom left corner, so if I can get it, like so, just to close out of applications, like that. I'll just show you that again, you just swipe from the bottom left. It's not 100% reliable, so I can't get it. So sometimes it stops functioning, but most of the time that actually works for me. I'll just try that again in Tweetbot. So that time I put up Control Center. So I'm having some difficulty with it here while recording because my iPhone's not in its usual position, but normally I can get that to work pretty reliably. But that's one cool thing about Activator, and you can set up different gestures for different actions and so on and so forth. For example, I've got a swipe across the status bar there, brings in my MiniPlayer, so I can just get rid of it with a swipe across like so. bring it back and bring it in. So that's cool. I'm using Barrel still as my page transition tweak of choice. So Springtomize has page transitions now as well, but I'm still using Barrel because I quite like this flippy one. And you may notice as I swipe amongst my pages, I have this ripple effect going on in the background, where if I just stay here and just ripple like so. And that's using VWallpaper 2. It has an option to have a ripple effect for any swipes on the home screen. So that's how I'm doing that. If I swipe down to where Spotlight would normally be, I have these quick launch buttons. These are, you can set up 8 quick launch contacts. And so example, so you can phone them, you can message them, or you can email them, just like so. And Spotlight's still available with a swipe across to the left, just like so. So that's my quick launches. I've got the BlurredMusicApp. So what this does is head into my music here. It takes the colour of the album artwork and applies it across it just to give it a nicer look. So this will change depending on what the album artwork looks like. So that's pretty cool. So that's a BlurredMusicApp. I'm using CCToggles in my control center, so you can just add more toggles to your control center and customize the order and which toggles you want in control center. I've got Classic Dock, which is how I have the reflection on the dock icons there. So that's quite cool. A display recorder I've got, which is how I'm recording my display in this manner. IconOmatic, it gives shadows and depth to any themes that have IconOmatic support within Winterboard. So it's fairly difficult to see, but if you look underneath my icons, you'll see there's just a very small shadow. So I'm using the Razor shadow from the Elite 7 theme, which is a very thin shadow just underneath your icons. That's the one I quite like, but it's fairly difficult to see. I've got MSGSCustomizer, so if I head into BytaSMS, now MSGSCustomizer works with BytaSMS, and enables you to customize it. So I've changed the background, I've changed the colour of the sent and received bubbles, and I've done it in these colours to match up with my keyboard. I'm using the TouchPal swipe-like keyboard, and I've got the IMUI theme applied to that, which is a dark keyboard with an orange swipe. So if I just show you the swipe keyboard here, so I just put, say hello there. So that's it. So as I swipe around my keyboard, that's orange as well, so I just like to have that coming up in orange. So that's pretty cool. That's MSGSCustomizer and the TouchPal keyboard. Next up, we've got MiniPlayer. You saw this briefly earlier. I just make sure the volume's turned down so we don't get any copyright issues with the music. And start playing here. Oops. Luckily there's a volume control there, so I can turn that down. So you can scrub through your various tracks like so. Just if you touch it, you can get more information. If you touch and hold, it brings up a shuffle, repeat, and a share options. If you touch on the little search icon there, you can search for some music using your whole music library. You can just type in your search request. I'll just put in an A here. If you touch and hold on any song here, it should add it to the up next. That doesn't seem to be working at the moment, so let's just try that again. Let's hit search. So that's it. Not quite working as I imagined it would. I think if you hit search, let's actually search for something specific. Search for Holiday in Spain. So you should be able to touch and hold on that track and it should be added to the up next music. But I see what it did. It actually added the whole Counting Crows album instead of the specific track that I was going for. I must have done it wrong or something. But anyway, once you've got an up next list here, you can reorder the order they play in by using these drag handles. And if you decide you don't want a track, you can just swipe it away to the left here and it will be dismissed, like so. So that's good. You can move MiniPlayer around on your springboard like so. If you double tap it, you'll get the light version. Double tap it and you can have the dark version. Swipe away to the side and you'll just have part of it just showing, which you can then drag back on. And I've got the activator gesture just to remove it totally like so. So that's MiniPlayer. Next up I've got MultiIconMover, which is very handy. Actually, I've got MultiIconMover Plus, which enables you to move folders, and you can move icons inside and outside of folders as well. So if you just touch and hold, you can then tap to select. If you want to select an icon within a folder, you double tap the folder to get into it, and then you can select your icon, like so. And then you come out the folder, move to the page where you want to move all the icons, and tap the home button, and they all get moved here immediately. So then doing the same again, we can then move these icons back. So let's move those three back, and let's move these two back into the Apple folder here. So you'd go double tap to go inside, and then press the home button. So it's just an easier way of moving your icons around your springboard, and that's MultiIconMover Plus. Next up I'm using Google NowNow, which is a Siri competitor I suppose. You need to have the Google Search app installed from the application store for this to work, and then you set up an activator gesture to use with NowNow. So I've got mine set up as a triple tap on the home button like this. So hold on a second because I don't have any volume. Let's turn the volume up, or else we're not going to be able to hear it at all. Let's do that again. How old is Will Smith?
Will Smith is 45 years old.
So that's pretty cool. You can have that available. And I've got it set up in such a way that I can still use Siri to set reminders, for example. Remind me to pick up Shane from the airport tomorrow at 10 AM. So yeah, so Siri's being a bit quiet there. Siri's obviously using the system volume, and the Google NowNow is using the media volume. But that's okay. Next up I've got TinyGrid. TinyGrid is a way of customizing how your folders appear in terms of the layout. So you can see I've got a 2x2 layout on the folder preview, and you can use TinyGrid to change that. So that's cool. And last but not least, I've got Zeppelin. So I'll just head into settings, and we'll go down to Zeppelin here. And this just enables you to change your carrier logo for any logo you like, and there's a load of packs available. I've just got a few installed because I just really use this to remove the carrier label entirely. So as you can see, I've got mine set on none, but you get a few added with different themes, and you can just apply these immediately without needing a respring, like so. Yeah, but I just use that pretty much for none. So there we go, guys. That's pretty much an overview of most of the themes and tweaks on my system. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments. If you'd like me to go more in depth with any of these tweaks, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do a full-length video in more detail on any given tweak. Thanks a lot for watching.